What's up, guys? How's it going? Today we're going to go over how to draw Superman, kind of his bust, but we're going to color him as well in colored pencil. Let me show you what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using this Copic marker. And the reason I'm using this is because it has kind of a thin edge along with a thick edge, thick side to point with. And I'm going to be using colored pencils, really crappy colored pencils. They're not very good, but, they'll do the job. The Rose Art is the brand. And I'm going to be using yellow, orange, brown, true orange. What is this right here? Doesn't even tan. Light orange and brown umber. I'm not going to use every single one of these, but I will talk. I'll let you know what colors I use when I use them. I'm only going to use like a couple, really. And then I'm also going to be using something called red. Well, basically they call it poppy. Let me look through it here. Right here, they call it poppy, but basically it's red, And why not? I'll throw black in there too, just to kind of mess with that a little bit. And actually, honestly, I might throw blue in there as well. So let's get started with this. Sorry about that. Should have organized this before. Let's get started. I'm going to start with a generic pencil, by the way. Just generic, doesn't really matter. I'm going to kind of trace out the underline, you know what I mean? The kind of underneath. And think more like Superman, the animated series. That's what I'm going to be thinking. Where he's got kind of a flat box head. He's always kind of had that. You know what I mean? One second. Boom, boom. So I'm gonna make kind of a square head. You could just start with a round. You can start with whatever you want. I'm gonna be drawing dark and kind of dark and what do you call that? Reckless, because I'm gonna trace over this later, so it's not gonna matter. His neck goes all the way down. His neck on this side. I want his cape over there. Placement for his cape. His eye line, his nose, center line to his head. I'm not going to copy the exact same design from the cartoon, but I'm going to try to make it similar. Thinking his ear is going to be back here. I'm going to divide the head kind of into thirds, kind of from the brow line, the hairline. This is going to be where his eyes are going to be. Bottom of his nose and his mouth. His mouth is going to be a little bit closer to his nose because he's got this huge kind of chin thing going on. It's going to be, like I said, pretty simple-esque. Side of his cheek. Gotta keep that in mind. I'm gonna pull his hairline down. I think it's too high. Alright, this is a very messy, broad thing, but this is just to kind of get placement issues, but I have an idea of where all my features are gonna be. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this paper and slide it underneath the other paper. You know what I mean? And that'll give me a better idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my marker now, get the thin side, and I'm going to draw in the eye. The eye is going to be very simple. Kind of square like so. I just think of a line with a square attached to it. Another line. Eyebrow. He's got kind of a small, squinty eyes, that's the kind of, to contrast, the kind of big other features he has, like on the face. On the eyebrows. Being really careful with this marker. Do you need this marker? You don't really need it per se, I just prefer it. because of the dexterity you can get with it. His nose is going to be essentially flat. I even shrunk it from where I originally was going to put it. Nostril. And that's kind of all I'm going to do for the nose, really. I'm just going to draw a line. Mouth. Lower lip. Draw the side of his face here. It's very angular. I have to draw with a purpose, you know, or else it's gonna be, or else the line's gonna bleed with the marker. You know what I mean? Because if you pause it, it kind of starts bleeding on the paper. Ear. Ear has just some very simple shapes inside of it. Literally just like a Y. You can do whatever you want. I just think of a Y shape. Hairline, straight up like that. Back. And then right into the hair. Put that curl he has if you want. There's no rhyme or reason to that per se. I just kind of throw whatever curl I'm thinking of, you know. Continue his hair. His hair mask. His hair is like a shape on its own. Side of his hair shape. I shrank it significantly, you can tell from the one before. Back of the head. Has that kind of cut in the back of the head there. Straight down to the back of his neck over here. And I want to get the back of the hair. He's got kind of a big neck for a superhero. He's a pretty buff dude. He's not the Hulk or anything, but buff guy. Bottom of the shirt, where the S is going to be. Cape. A series of rivets there. Series of rivets. And then sternocleidomastoid mastoid. Just gotta throw that line there. What you could do, because it's a little bit more intricate than normal, you could grab a pen and kind of add details onto it. If I can find a pen, which I did, and this is a Copic like pen. I don't know if there's anything specific about this per se. It's called Copic Multicolored SP .05. It came in a packet of with other markers. I can go around his eyes to kind of throw in some small detail lines that I think this marker, even the thin side, is a little bit too big for. You know what I mean? Mostly around his eyes. Maybe his ear section here. Give him a side of a nose there. Corners of the mouth. Butt chin. Didn't add that butt chin yet. Till now. Now he's got a butt chin. Also, fill in the hair. Let's do that right now. I'm going to fill that in with actually the fat side of this marker. And I'm going to fill it in all the way. You could leave some shine if you want, which I guess I might. Fill that thing in. I was leaving some rim light over there. Messed it up there, but whatever. Let me see. It's going to be kind of broken rim light, I guess. And now what you could do is what I do is my little cheat, and I put a slightly thicker line around the contour. Ah, man. On the contour of the character, I put a slightly thicker line Although this thing already pretty much has a contour. Entirely black. I'm not sure how to explain it, but a darker line seems to make things look good sometimes. I'm not sure why. Yeah, it looks alright. It's a little bit too dark at the front. It's a little bit too thick, that line in front of his face, but I'm just gonna have to suck it up and deal with it. Okay, so now let's get into the coloring. I'm gonna wait a little bit actually till this dries. How's your guys' day going? Pretty good? Yeah? What'd you do? Did you do anything cool? Okay, well, I'm glad. Anyways, the paint's dry. Let's start with the coloring. One thing about him, Superman, he's Mr. Caucasian dude, and I'm gonna take this color called True Orange, and I am gonna be applying it to his flesh pretty evenly throughout the whole thing. I'm gonna sharpen it real quick. Okay, so actually that's too sharp. I should have really left some of that open. And I'm going to leave a little bit of rim light over here on his skin first off. I'm going to make it seem like there's a light behind him or something, or reflected light off some random surface. It just makes it look pretty sometimes, so I'm going to be doing that. So here's the other thing, though. Oh man, these suck, by the way. These are really bad colored pencils. I had to push so hard on this thing just to make it work. So I'm going to speed this up because this is boring to watch me do the entire thing, and then we'll chat about it after. So here I go. And I'm back. I am back. Okay, I kind of gave the whole thing the work over. He doesn't really have the white of the eyes in the animated series, so I copied that, so sue me. Sorry about that. I'm gonna actually, so that's the base color. Remember the base color is True Orange in this really crappy set. I'm sorry, crappy, this really bad set. And I'm gonna use Brown Umber, and I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna do it over, I'm gonna put like very square though. I'm gonna make it seem like the light is coming from maybe back here, you know? Back here. So it's gonna kind of hit his nose a bit. He has that a lot. Just make it really square. And I'm going to put it over that so that it has some sort of, capture some of the color from it, you know. From the color below, I mean, I want to make sure it kind of combines that and some of the color below. Side of his face is also getting some color. Draw that line there, and then I'm gonna go over it. His ear is gonna be gone, or not gone, but colored. And it looks weird right now, but you gotta kind of hold off on that feeling that you're getting, that horrible, horrible feeling of what the hell's going on, of what's going on. Just hold off on that. And 1 second. Underneath the neck, some more. Alright, let me sharpen this a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm not liking the look of that brown, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go down harder on this side with the other color. Alrighty, so let's continue on. Let's get the poppy out. The poppy, the kind of color is Capon. And you can make it as crude as you want. You can leave some rim light on each ripple. It's kind of up to you. That part of it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do it rather quickly. I'm gonna throw some blue on the top part of his shirt there. Oh, whoops! Let me sharpen this. Put some blue here on the top part to make it seem, like there's something going on below. And that would be the pencil. That was my pencil that flew off. And if you want, you can kind of put like a kind of a background. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna put blue, I guess. Go to the side of your pencil. Maybe throw like a vignette background to kind of encapsulate. This is like, kind of like, oh, this is a portrait or something like that. Kind of made it fade. Just kind of put it strong, kind of near the character, but then make it fade away. That's just a choice element if you want, Alrighty. Anyways, that's about it. That's the demo. I'll talk to you guys later, guys. See ya.